remember it clearly. I can't believe it's been 40 years since New Orleans hosted the World's Fair. It was officially known as the 1984 Louisiana World Exposition. It was an event that transformed an entire part of the city, but it was also plagued with attendance and financial problems.
Yeah, but now, 4 decades later, those who were involved in the fair say history favors the positives this event did for the city. WDSU's Travis Mackel has a look back at the historic fair and the lasting impressions it left behind.
We're here in the Great Hall of the Morial Convention Center. In the last 40 years, so many fantastic events have happened here at the Convention Center. But 40 years ago, this is where the World's Fair took place. And when it comes to economic development, so much in this part of the city of New Orleans grew out of the World's Fair. Resting right in front of Nesbitt's Market in the Warehouse District on Poe Street is a piece of New Orleans history.
If you're from here, you know.
But if you need some help, Bo Nesbitt, who owns the store with his brother, can help clarify exactly what this is.
I got a 1984 World's Fair gondola.
And 40 years ago, the gondola was the big attraction for the 1984 Louisiana World Exposition, better known as the World's Fair, carrying riders across the mighty Mississippi from the East Bank to the West Bank and back.
You know, looking at it up close is so small. I mean, it's just crazy.
But the fair itself was anything but small. Built on the riverfront on 84 acres, the fair showed off local exhibits and showcased other cultures and customs from around the world. Italian food, Japanese history, with a German beer garden were all staples.
That's what a World's Fair is all about. It's not as much a showcase of the world and technology, it's a showcase of the technology of show to show you about the world.
The fair had a water park, Wonderwall, a gigantic alligator and Neptune statues, as well as a monorail. Wednesday night, city leaders gathered to remember the 40th anniversary.
The fact that the fair came and moved us forward 20 years faster than we would have developed. Warehouse District, the riverfront, opening the riverfront to the people who lived here, allowing people to experience an international component that we had never really experienced before.
The fair also featured a mascot, Seymour D. Fair, led to the construction of the convention center and the transformation of the Warehouse District and parts of downtown. And WDSU owned the coverage, setting up a studio and doing a daily show at 10:30 a.m., hosted by Margaret Orr.
It was an amazing opportunity for people to come into the convention center and see a real live television studio, and it was Channel 6 coming every day and then on weekends.
But despite 7 million people attending the fair, which ran from May to November, it was considered a financial failure. Declaring bankruptcy and needing government funds just to make ends meet, it also marked the final time the U.S. has hosted a World's Fair.
Even though they struggled in the business model originally, the leave behind has been tremendous, and we're certainly a great example of that.
From a business standpoint, there were some financial challenges. The bankruptcy, there were a number of people who lost money. The flip side, the show was fantastic, and it did what it was intended to do. It spurred economic development.
But what we all see here now, hotels, businesses, tourists, and shopping, all born out of this event 40 years ago.
The condos started popping up, and it's just been beautiful the way it's transformed.
And as for that gondola, Nesbitt found it on the North Shore, quickly bought it from the owner, and couldn't wait to display it.
Pretty much I put it in the back of my Nissan Titan, and it fit snug. Me and my buddy Ted drove it across the spillway, and we got some lookers, you know, but we got it here.
Back home in the Warehouse District, right where it belongs. And how about this for a number? Since the World's Fair ended back in 1984, the Convention Center has seen an economic impact of more than $90 billion. Reporting in New Orleans, I'm Travis Mackel, WDSU News.